And occasionally I will shout things out if they need to be translated, if there are any errors.
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Sam Wilson from Waking Frat. Tia.
And Tia Martin, play violin in Waking Frat.
Yeah.
I'm Mayu. I'm from Noza Garage. I'm a producer of Noza Garage.
I'm Brandon. I am a double bass player for Waking Front. Jake and me, drummer in Waking Front. Yeah.
Maybe could you tell us a little bit about Nozart Garage and how it came to be and what your intentions are with the space, what you hope to achieve?
Noza Garage is an art gallery, and it exhibits installation exhibits and music. And our concept is Be the You. It's to be the you. And I don't know if that's correct in English, but
Not really, but it sounds good.
It's not correct in Japanese either. But Be the You is our concept, and we have 4 themes or 4 concepts to how to be the you. And then we define Asashi is to be kind or to be yourself. To be in a kind place, to be yourself is number 1. And number 2 is mitsumeru. Mitsumeru is to look at yourself, to explore yourself. Explore your emotions and explore what you really like or what you really want. And that's mitsumeru. And our third theme is waku-waku. Waku-waku is an emotion. It's exciting. Being excited about your emotions and enjoy your feelings to the fullest. That's the third one, waku-waku. And the fourth one is shinjiru. Shinjiru is to believe in yourself and just keep going. And then we have those 4 themes, and then we make installation exhibitions for each themes. And this one is Yasashi, to be yourself, allowing yourself to be yourself. So, is that right?
That's good.
Could you tell us a little more about this exhibit maybe?
This exhibition, it's Yasashi. Can you feel kindness from the exhibition? Do you?
I think
So
the light from the bottom sort of going upwards really gives the, looking at the ceiling, I think the softness of the ceiling really gives them off.
And the ribbons.
The ribbons.
That's very kind.
Yeah, kind vibes.
Yeah. There's is the artist from Tokyo?
Yes, the artist is from Tokyo. She's a knit creator. Her name is Hirone, and she knits what's these?
Wrist warmers. Yeah.
Wool.
Wool. Lots of things.
Yes, she knits these type of.
Yeah, like
Is
wrist
it
warmers.
is it like the type of stitch? Is it like is it cross stitch or wool? Didn't we just do a trivia? There was a trivia question about the different kind of stitch.
Is it the type of knitting?
The type of.
Like the pattern?
This is a metal.
Yeah.
Oh, wool.
Wool.
Yeah. Oh, right.
She knits wool usually, but she knits metal. And metal is my first impression of metal was not very warm. It's cold, and I didn't really get a warm impression, like kind impression from the metal at first. But when she knits it like this, and then you look at really closely, I can feel warmness from a metal by her knitting. And so kindness in every single. It's kindness is everywhere. Like even when you can't accept it.
Even in metal.
Even in metal, even in the world, even if you can't accept it, and it's up to you whether you feel kindness or not.
Like I said before, like using the way you've used light in this space makes even if you don't choose to perceive the kindness in the metal, even after it's been knit, you can sort of see it reflected in the ceiling as well. It's sort of like when it's reflected in the ceiling, it sort of looks like wool again, up there. Like it looks more like wool than metal up there, and then you can sort of recontextualize or change your thinking or your perception as to what this can be when you look back at it. I think it's really impressive use of the space. What you have available to you is really cool, interesting.
It's amazing to walk into a room and the whole exhibition, like the room is part of the whole. It's not just in one bit. The whole space is part of the work. It's very cool.
I guess what's the process of getting to this point? Do you find an artist that you think would be interested in exploring those themes and you commission their work, or do they come to you, or is it sort of you talk about creating the work together, or?
It differs, and there's many cases. There are many cases, but most of the time we talk, we meet and we talk a lot, and then we're like, we want to do this together. But for her, it was we went to her to do the exhibition.
Where did you see her work?
It was actually there's an artist. I'm a Nozart garage producer, but I'm also managing an artist, music artist. It's Missy Yen. There's an artist, and then they are artist duo, like a unit, and they were friends with her, and then they saw her work at first, and they fell in love with her work, and then I was doing the curating.
Yeah, that's cool.
Obviously, we were very lucky to play music here, and it's really interesting hearing that you work in a gallery space and you're doing visual arts, but then also doing music managing. What does that kind of crossover look like of music and visual art and installation? What does that look like for you or for the space?
Every music and art is we want to think about being yourself, and I think that's a really interesting question. That's an interesting question. But Missy Yen is the artist that I'm managing. Missy Yen's goal and the art gallery's goal is the same, being the you. So Missy Yen is they're kind of like spreading how to be like spreading be the you. But this place is accepting people. So the way we use music to spread, and then we use this art and the place to accept.
That's a cool idea.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I agree. I guess because the music can kind of go anywhere, but you're more stationary. You have to be in the place. It's a really cool idea.
This is a very small space. We don't have a lot of small spaces for art in Adelaide. Melbourne, there's probably more. But do you feel that the smallness of the space like contributes to the art that's made or the way that you show it, or so I imagine there's lots of small spaces for art in Tokyo because of kind of the nature of the city. Yeah, or maybe even just about, because I know that this was a recording studio prior to, what was the process of thinking about what this space would look like becoming Nose Art Garage? Yeah.
I want everybody to feel like they're at home in here. I don't want them to feel like they came to an art gallery. And I think that's, well, there's big houses, there's big in Australia, I think it too, but the small space, we get closer to each other. I feel like we get close to each other, and then I want to feel like they're at their own, not their own, like their second or third home. Nose art gallery. Nose is nose. And nose is hana, ohana in Japanese, and ohana means family in Hawaii.
No, sure. I
So
didn't know
it's
that.
like-
Yeah, definitely not.
So it's family art gallery. So everybody that comes here is family, and this is home for us.
Yeah, I guess that leads on. What kind of people do you see coming in? Is it sort of a whole range of ages and sort of a whole range of creatives or business types, or what sort of people come in?
There's so many people, all ages, but we don't really. No. We have young people. Like, well, we don't. I don't really see babies, but it's from teenagers to like 50 years.
Oh, really?
It's really range, wide range of ages.
And is this is not an age-restricted venue, so if you're under 18 or under 20, you can still come in?
Yes.
You can still come in? Oh, okay. Because sometimes that's a bit of a barrier in Adelaide and in other places in Australia is if because if a venue like a space like this has alcohol, sometimes you're not allowed to have people under the age of 18, so it kind of cuts, and so many venues have alcohol, so it cuts out a big part of the youth population. They can't really experience as much local art because there's always alcohol around, so they're not allowed to come in, basically.
Particularly for music, I think you can see more art, visual art, but music is so associated with drinking and being an adult.
Yeah.
So that's why it's so exciting to see a space where, you know, there's music and there's art, and that it's not necessarily associated with that culture, with drinking culture. Even though you do serve drinks.
Which is good. There is a huge drinking culture in Adelaide, Australia. Huge drinking culture in Australia, and it's really awesome to see music removed from that context. Because even as a musician playing, a big part of what you're paid is in drink tokens or in drinks as part of the experience. So it can be very interlinked. So it's really good and heartening to, not only for the age demographic reasons, so that teenagers who need art just as much as anyone can engage with music, but also just generally separating people having a big night and getting really drunk, separating that from music. I mean, they are fun together sometimes, but it's not necessary. That's really important, I think.
How often do you have music here? Like live music?
Once in a week. Once or twice in a week.
And do the installations change quite regularly as well? Or is that?
No.
Yeah,
we only
cool.
change like one every season.
Oh,
Spring,
amazing.
Winter, fall, summer.
Oh, that's great.
So you'll have different live music. The exhibition will be the same, but different live music in that season. It would be cool how that would recontextualize the exhibition
Yeah.
based on what live music is playing. I mean, you even have that with the headphones, like it's like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see it and you hear the sounds, but then you listen to the music and it's different. So that would, again, with the live music, absolutely.
With this exhibition, there was like the ambient sound from those speakers, like the more instrumental. idea. Was that composed by the knitting artist as well, or a different artist in general? The music on the speakers instead of the headphones.
It's the same artist.
Oh, so
They're
that's
both Missy and.
Oh,
That's
okay.
right.
So just different styles. Oh, there's like really, really different.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're
That's really
They
cool.
use
All right.
so many, not so many. So many.
Like different genres.
Yes.
Yeah, very.
That's really cool. I would not have
No.
guessed that listening to the different styles.
Did the duo, did they start making more ambient stuff, or did they start making more pop? Like, which way did they start?
They were doing both from the beginning.
From the beginning?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's really cool.
But maybe more of ambient
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
music. Yeah. If I had to pick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
right,
gonna be
okay.
ambient.
That's so interesting.
Do you... Oh, this is kind of the same thing that... But like... Do you think if the space... this is kind of silly actually, I don't know. I was just gonna say, no, just because, I mean, it's really important that it feels like a home and that personal, the smallness adds to that, and it's really cool. But do you think if you had a bigger space, that would impact the kinds of artists that you worked with, like music and installation? Do you think you would curate different work if it was bigger, or would you try and bring that personal smallness to a bigger space?
It's gonna be the latter.
Yeah.
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 Make a big space for more.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. I think that's what we're maybe going to try to do. When we go back, I think trying to make the biggest spaces small is really interesting because smallness is so like intentional. It's like you have to think about it.
Yeah, and the intimacy of that. In, like, we felt that at our gig the other night, which was at more of like a classic bar type venue, sort of a bigger space. But everyone is sitting and listening so intently, which kind of threw us off. Like leading up to it, it was interesting seeing people sitting ready to watch and just like actually be quite intimately connected and intimately focused was really interesting. It seems like a ingrained part of the culture to really like let that exchange happen. Which is really cool.
The closest that I've felt to that sort of feeling and a live music thing in Adelaide was when Tia had people perform in their house in a room, and that was
it
like
was really small.
really small, and everyone was paying a lot of attention, and it was actually Tia's house. So if we can, so if we can create that feeling in the venues and music playing that already exists, if we can make those venues small like a house, that would be good.
I would be interested to know. I can't remember if we talked about this before, but what has your like arts education been like in terms of like getting to obviously being able to curate a space like this? Like what how did you find yourself in this kind of work?
Actually, I've never studied art before.
Oh, really?
I was studying communications in college, in university. I've never studied art before, and art wasn't even my
major at uni?
major, and from elementary school. I like music. I
Yeah.
play piano. but I've never really liked painting,
Mhm.
like art.
Yeah,
Yeah,
visual art,
yeah,
visual art.
yes. And I've never really been to art museums before, but the first time I stepped into this room, I was like 3 or 4 years ago, but I feel like this is my second home, and I liked this place and the air, the atmosphere that this place has, and yeah, that's why that's all.
Yeah.
That's all. And but now that I work here, I try to learn more about art.
You just have to like it, that's all.
Yeah.
Yes, I just liked it.
Yeah, that's great.
I didn't. So there was this owner. There's an owner. I don't own here, but there's an owner. I went to him that I wanted to work here, and then I was like, I don't have any experiences. I don't have any knowledge, but I have passion. And then he was like,
And how long has this space been here? Been for this purpose, I guess.
for
As Nozart.
At Mayu Garage. It has been a recording studio for 10 years, almost 10 years, and it has been art gallery for like 3 years. So it's very new. More than even art gallery.
I mean, we played in the recording.
Yeah, the recording bit, it's still very useful, yeah.
I think it's great that you chose to keep that. I mean, obviously it's all set up for that. But yeah, how did you make that choice to keep the recording booth, or was that really important to your idea for the space, or?
That wasn't my decision.
Yeah.
Mine, but our decision. We wanted to we wanted music to be the main exhibition for the art gallery. So the recording studio was a very music. It's very necessary to make music. So we didn't have a choice to shut down.
So it's just like what you've already got, basically using that to inform your, to make a decision kind of thing.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So what made, I guess, the Nose Art Garage want to change into doing more installations rather than keeping it as just music?
We wanted to build a community that everybody can come at any time. But recording studio wasn't for all people. It's only for musicians. So by turning it to art gallery or the community place, we thought that there is gonna be no border.
Yeah, and we were talking before about how you have like art for all of the senses. You have perfumes, you have sort of textiles, you have visual things, and you have even, you were saying, things you can taste. That's amazing. That's
Amazing.
Yeah.
But that's kind of like a coincidence. we weren't like we have to put things.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a cool idea though.
But the main question I can think of that we wrote that we haven't asked is the slightly boring and sad one, but about like money and being able to keep the place going. Sort of, has there been any like, I don't know, struggle with monetizing, which is a horrible word, but being able to afford having a space like this?
How to make money?
Yeah, like, has it been difficult? Has it been
Yes,
difficult?
we do.
Yeah.
How do you approach it as well?
Yeah.
We are doing I don't know how this is called. Revenue share? Do you know what revenue share is?
Is
Is
it
it just
the-
like the entry of the gallery goes to you and also to the artist? Is that?
Yes, kind of
Yeah.
like that. We don't we don't, artists don't pay for the space in here. But we share the entrance fee and we share everything with the artist. So the artist, but I think that's, I don't know if it's unusual, but it's not very common for an art gallery to do that. Because they,
Often they commission an artwork and pay the artist for the artwork and then take, that's the only pay the artist gets. But this is cool that it's
share. So, but by doing that, we try to make connections, make real connections with the artists. So we can be stronger as a community.
Absolutely.
I don't know if that's the
Absolutely.
but,
No, that makes a lot of sense.
One thing I've noticed a little bit with like the music, the live music culture in Japan is that there's a lot of like the artists paying quite a lot of money to hire the venue or to use the space you have, and then it's very hard for the artists to really make any money after that because you lost a lot of money doing that. So it's interesting that your model is more, I think, works better for everyone. It's like not having to be losing to put on the thing in the first place. That's very, very cool. And having all the merchandise and things to sell is very helpful as well. Yeah, so many things.
Yeah, you already got the ring. That's so awesome. Oh yeah, the ring.
I got all of it. Well, yeah, should we leave it there maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have to have anything else.
This is really cool.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much, Mayu.
Yeah, it's a real pleasure.
Talking to you.
Yeah.
And you are so warm.
Oh,
I can feel a warmness.
Thank you.
thank you. Likewise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cool.